These tsunami warnings, these tsunamis are very, very huge, huge waves. And they're being reported all over the world when they have earthquakes over in Far East area countries. Look at these news reports. They are coming in daily. It's so frightening to see these tsunamis that come in. And also, when the pole shift happens, as you can see on these charts, the situation basically with the sound waves that come through with these tsunamis and also the earthquakes. I mean, look at this footage on the screen. You can see all these happenings and then also detected and everything. They're right on the situation now. Earthquakes happening every day. Killer-sized waves. They're huge and they run at 600 and 800 miles an hour speeds. We've got no chance, you see. We need to basically prep and prepare. Because here in the UK now we're getting storm weather and these red reflections. Look at the earthquake warning in 3 seconds. The waves are huge. We really need to prepare and prep now because there's a time now in our life that this is going to happen. This event, this huge event with Nemesis and Nibiru in the system now. We are all going to have all these huge waves, these huge hurricanes. It's all starting now. It's all happening. And basically, in the Pacific Ocean, you can see basically where they get these huge shocks. Huge earthquakes are being monitored every single day. And basically, the NOAA mainstream and also the media don't want to say anything that what's going on. It's really frightening because they are tracking them every day now. Water temperatures and water pressures, these sinkholes everywhere, all over the world. They're spreading now. They're basically causing the land to spread and move. People are frightened. They're in fear. They need to basically look up to the skies now to know that our skies are changing. It's very important. Everywhere across the world is basically looking up now, I hope, because you need to prep and prepare for this day coming event. The poles will shift and it's going to be a huge, huge event that's incoming now. And many subscribers and viewers are watching the skies now because I'm just wanting you to be aware of this and save lives. All over the UK now, you can see where we're getting stormy weathers. If you look up to the skies now, it's very pink and plasma behind them clouds. And also the seas are rising. I'm getting reports from other subscribers around the UK saying basically the sea levels are at a terrible height. I went to Hull this morning to check the sea level again, and basically the sea levels have just risen. They are so highly risen, and still media don't say nothing. You can see on these cams now the banks on the height of the sea levels there, the lakes. You can see how high it is. It's tremendously high because the sun has been burning up the poles and the ice is melting at a rapid rate. On this cam you can see it's basically that the banks are flooded now. They are flooded, and basically we're ready for a situation where it's calm before the storm. But I believe that we're going to get a huge amount of bad weather coming now as the system Nibiru Nemesis is heading closer to us. Look at this Pooley Bridge weather cam. You can see the date and time there and everything. And look on the horizon. Can you see that heavenly object reflection? Look how pink it is on the horizon. These objects are real and they're reflecting through those storm clouds. The chem clouds that mix up the clouds to keep everybody to keep their eyes down. They're huge, the reflections, the pinkness up in the skies. They don't lie, they are here. The huge reflections from Nemesis and Nibiru, they're here. You can see this on the weather cam. Here on this cam as well, you can see there, this is in the UK as well, St Austell, near in Cornwall. And also look on the horizon, right in the middle of the screen, you've got an object behind them clouds. Can you see how it moves? The reflections that are coming through from the Nibiru system. Look carefully as these objects move behind them chem clouds. Very strange. And we're all seeing these objects now up there. I noticed this on the Russian cam as well. These heavenly bodies are up there in the skies behind those thick chems. Also, Down there as well, there's been reports that these storm clouds and storms everywhere in the whole of the world, really. We're getting all these problems with bad weather. Look at the pink reflection on this cam. And also to my mum as well, Merry Christmas down there in Cornwall. Happy New Year as well, and hope to speak to you soon. And also I'll go to the next cam, because all the subscribers, we all know that there's something wrong with our skies right now. These reflections are showing everywhere. Here's another cam, and basically you can see there right now. The thing is, it's important to know that the sun is already up and risen in the sky, that there is a heavenly body that's on the horizon, the wrong side, the opposite side. When the sun comes up, you can see that lighting up behind those clouds. It's so important because you can see the darkness to the left and the right, and the heavenly body that's lurking just behind those clouds. And it's huge, it's massive. These reflections are coming in. And all these people that live in these houses, if these skies were clear, they would definitely see what's going on. Yesterday was frightening to actually see that the Nibiru system was there with the sun yesterday, and they were chemtrailing so much to hide it. Here is a live cam that's down there in Cornwall as well. And you're looking at this, the darkness there, and also that light brightness in the middle of the screen. It's here. These reflections are very, very much here now. And also I study the Cornwall cams, because basically, as Mr. John Moore said, the Liberty Man, and his channel, please, I urge you to listen to his radio channel. It's fantastic, and he speaks the truth all the time. Very kind man. And also, basically, being the time there, look how dark it is. It's hugely dark, because we are basically eclipsing with the Nemesis and Nibiru situation. It's so important to look at that brightness on the sky on the opposite side when the sun's coming up. It was showing like this on the Mexico cams through last year all the way up to now, much brighter. And now it's showing here the UK and also the USA and Australia, many parts of Russia, Germany. I'm getting subscribers that are emailing me from Germany, sending me some fantastic images. They're chemtrailed. Their skies are completely chemtrailed there in Europe. It's all being covered now. Here is the light source up on the horizon. Now the sun is up. Okay? You must remember this, so important. And that pink reflection there, right in the middle of the screen. The sun is up, and there is a huge body that's out there, lurking on the horizon. You can see the darkness of the chem clouds and the darkness of the clouds. This huge object is here now. The reflections are coming in bigger, much bigger now on the horizon. The darkness on the ground and also the sea. The thing is, though, basically, these things are going to happen very shortly. It's so important to see the reflection right in the middle of the screen, up on the horizon, the brightness. There is a huge heavenly body that's up there. The reflections keep bouncing in on the. It keeps showing its light source on the back end of the chem clouds. And we need to prepare. It's so important because all of you that know about these reflections and can spot these reflections can see it blatantly. It's there. Respect to, as I said earlier on, to Jeff P as well. His channel is fantastic. He's a very kind, excellent man that's basically focusing on all the different images up there on the cams and things. Fantastic work. I'm following you all the way, Jeff. Your work is outstanding, and I respect you as well, and many other channels. So basically, I'm going to keep looking into these channels as well. I was hoping this camera would actually switch on to show you the other part of the skies as well down there in Cornwall, because St Ives is showing a lot of pinkness and redness. And also I noticed that they turn the cams off if there's too much that's showing, too much evidence that's showing up there in the skies. The government have rid to all the cams. They don't want you to see what's going on. So I'm going to head on to another cam. This is the local jet stream screen here, the charts. And basically I've been watching the jet stream on my monitor, and as you can see, basically that it's just all over the place. and I'll be checking this every day for you. It's so important that we get all the information that's out there. Many other people now are looking at the jet stream, and it's so good that they're doing this. It's very important because this jet stream is basically our lifesaver of weather. And sadly now it's stopped to a situation where it's just being flowed. And it's out of control now. It really is out of control. Climate change, as I said before, is a fallacy. The government is just playing silly games now, coming out with all sorts of cover-ups and lies. As the jet stream before was flowing perfectly, but now on the charts it's reading that it's very erratic, and sooner or later, when it's not covering us whatsoever, that could be a huge problem to our temperatures. It's finished. They can't control the jet stream. We can't control the jet stream because we've got large heavenly bodies now that are so close to us now, pushing everything out of the way. This is the Fistral Beach cam down in Newquay in Cornwall. It's a live cam. And also look at the darkness. And all these clouds and chem clouds are covering the system as well. So it's just basically just monitoring all the different cams. I believe once the skies have cleared again, they will start chemtrailing and hiding everything again. So with these storm clouds and things, it's doing them a favour because it's stopping them really to chemtrail as much as they would love to do, you know, because these storm clouds are starting to pick up now. And remember last time this year? Basically, last year, we had that Storm Frank, and I think that now things are starting to boil up on the weather storm situation here in the UK and also in many parts of the world. So basically it's just important to keep an eye on the weather situations and the storms because it's all picking up now. Looking on this Newquay Harbour webcam, you can see the pinkness in the background as the sun is burning the hydrogen off the clouds. And also the Nemesis system is coming closer. You can see how dark it is there. It's so important, and I stress to everybody, like, you know, all these people that are wide awake to the whole situation now. They've read and they've basically studied. Subscribers have basically looked into this now. They know that the situation is real. Looking on the horizons, you can see the reflections moving behind them clouds. We are being burnt. We are having these super solar flares that are heading from our sun to our Earth. You can see the flares, the colorings now on the horizons and the clouds, the movement. If you zoom into this footage, you will see that the clouds are basically the movement of the pinkness behind them. These huge solar flares and these heavenly bodies are here now. They really are here. And it's just keeping an eye on all the cams around the world. This is a very important cam to watch. Now the thing is, though, it's very cloudy and there's moisture on the cam screen. This is the Land's End cam. And I'm going to keep watching this cam because of the sea levels that rise in there is very important because there is reports that the sea levels are rising around Cornwall as well. And also this huge storm. Now the thing is with this storm, it's very interesting because it's warm outside. It's humid, it's warm, it's not cold. So basically, we are heating up. And this storm, you can just feel it, you know what I mean? You know when something's wrong. Very strange atmosphere outside. For this time of the year especially. So I'm going to keep an eye on this cam because when it clears up, I really believe that we're going to see the huge event starting here at Land's End. As the poles start slipping. And they are slipping now, the poles. I've read and looked through documentary and read a book and everything last night, early hours of the morning, about the poles whilst recording the skies. It's very, very fascinating. You know, there's a lot of information out there that needs to be read. Seriously does. It's all out there. They still, with the media, they still lie to people because they know that people just want to watch the media, and it's so unfair because there's so many things that need to be discovered with what's going on around the world. This is a NOAA lightning strike chart. You can see the date there, the time. We've had 36 strikes here You can see where we have the strikes there in the UK, just north of Wales, and also some parts of Scotland. And I will keep hold of this chart. I've got the chart on 24-hour checks. Also, the lightning strikes that happen all over the world, and I will show you them charts shortly. But it's so important again because these strikes basically are part of what's going on. Lightning strikes in December, very, very strange. So we're just going to keep an eye on these charts. It's very important. This image was sent in by a subscriber, a local photographer, well, local, just on the outskirts of Derbyshire, and it's she's named it as the Alaska Sundogs, and basically it's picked up, and you can see the image. You can see the pinkness of the haze and this black chem clouds that they put in front of the Nemesis system, and also the halo there as well. It's all there. And basically she's over there for the Christmas holidays. So respect to you for sending this image in. It's just fantastic that other people are sending these images in. You can see there's a big, huge problem with our sun there on that image. This is another aurora forecast from the NOAA system chart. And you can see that the solar flares are still attacking our Earth. And this is causing the poles to basically melt at a rapid pace. It's really important to look at these as well. And basically, these auroras, these flares, are coming in at a rapid pace. And also, I stress to you to please understand that the Aurora Sky Station live cam is still closed down. It said it was out of season. The thing is, it's long overdue now. That cam should be there live now for us to look at the images. The reason why it's down is because they don't want us to see the trueness of the skies, to know that things are changing drastically. It's so important. And also, Mr. Dill Martin's doing some fantastic work as well. I'm following you, Martin. I'm following you all the way because your channel is excellent, showing true footage, and everybody needs to be watching him because outstanding work. And also, I spoke to Prep Aussie about the Aura live station cam sometime in the middle of the year to look at different objects on them screens. And you can see, and he had spotted the system coming in on them cams. So basically, I'm going to keep going back to the Aurora cam until hopefully they turn it back on again. Here is a recent image of these auroras. Now the thing is, basically, they look beautiful, they're spectacular. But the thing is, they're breaking into our atmosphere. These solar flares are happening every single day. And it just shows you that the magnetic system from Earth is weakening. But it is outstanding, very spectacular, as Chris Potter says. These clouds, these auroras, they look fantastic. But they're all part of everything that's slowing down. This here is an image, it's a very up-to-date image that was sent in. And this is what I'd like to talk about on the presentation that I'd like to organise. Now the thing is, basically, you can see these clouds, okay, they're natural clouds and the sun's behind them with the simulator. And basically the hydrogen is being burnt from them. This is a true image to show you that our natural clouds are in deep trouble right now because the sun is absolutely burning twice as hot now. This Nemesis is in our system and the magnetic pull of Nibiru as well. The whole system on Earth above our heads is starting to fail. It's all failing now. The chemtrails are trying their best in front of those genuine clouds above. They're trying to spray the skies to stop the natural clouds from disappearing, being burnt away, because our weather patterns now are very erratic. And it's so close to time now where we're going to see a huge event coming. This is a true recent image of our sun. And you can see the size of the solar flare that's coming off our sun. Now this flare is heading towards us. It's already headed towards us. It takes 8 minutes to get to our Earth. It's a huge object, our sun is. And also, The brown dwarf star is huge, it's massive as well, heading closer towards us. These solar flares are huge, they're much bigger than what they were before. The sun is being agitated 100%, and these images tell the truth. Here is another true solar flare image that was taken very recently, last night. It was sent in. You can see the size of these things, okay? Now the sun has been blanked out there so you can catch the image more clearly. Look at it, it's just huge. It really is huge, it's massive, and it's basically, these blasts are thousands and thousands of times bigger than our Earth. Full of powerful plasma and burning at thousands of degrees Kelvin. It's just basically a situation where we need to prepare because the sun is basically agitated so much now. And as again, I will show these images when we hopefully do a presentation just soon after Christmas. We need to sort this out because people need to know. Here is another image that you can see that in the far distance, the solar flare. Now these images are live and they're basically very recent images, and you can see basically these holes that spew out these flares. And there was a documentary some time back that many subscribers have probably seen the documentary by Jesse Ventura. There was basically that they went to HARP and they wanted to discuss situations with HARP. That HARP, the people that run the place and also the people that run the machines there just denied the whole situation. Said that no, nothing wrong with our weather. There's nothing wrong with our sun. We don't manipulate the weather. Come on. Come on, government. We all know what's going on. And also, some other people spoke to Jesse and said that this is a real event. This is going to happen. And basically, people got shut down because of it. Lots of channels and lots of videos have been closed because of it. So, respect to all the people that are basically opening their mouths and being honest about the whole situation, because I'm looking at the sun now every day and it's absolutely changed. It's getting to a point now where it's being burnt twice as much and burning the clouds as well from that large distance. These solar flares are basically burning everything. Here is another recent image of another flare in the background there, and you can see this is a true photo of the sun. You can see it's using a special filter, so you can actually see what's going on there. We are heading into strange times now, and you must all realize now that these solar flares are heading very close to us and battering our magnetic field now. It's only when the kill shot, the big one, will draw all the power systems down. Here's also an image of Venus. Now the thing is, basically I'm going to look into Venus and see what's going on, because there is these large sort of flares coming off Venus. They're very strange. And also Steve Olson has mentioned this and showed you images of these flares. So it's very important that we look into Venus as well, and all the other heavenly bodies like Mercury, because they're all being affected by the same situation. They're burning. They are actually burning away at a rapid pace. There are a lot more solar flares now that are attacking them celestial bodies in our inner solar system as well. Here is two prints, one original on the left and one on the right. You can see where it's in a black and white, so you can get more of what's going on. You can look at this. This is a solar flare that was reported to me that basically was on a journey to Earth. Now, as I said before, they take a very short time to get to us. Now, they are huge. They're not like the normal flares that we had back in the day. These are massive. It's so important to show you these solar flares, to show you that we are being burnt right now. Look on the horizons. Look at the redness. Now, Nemesis is so close now, and the sun is being agitated by the Nemesis system. Because you ask yourself, why is our sun acting so strangely? Because there are other bodies that are out there that are basically passing our sun now very closely. Much bigger than Mercury, Venus, Mars, and all the other heavenly bodies. They're huge, massive, and they're causing our sun to be very agitated. Here is another image that I'm showing you now of the sun. You can see that huge flare coming up on the left-hand side. It's very much active now. So I'll go to another webcam. Here is a live webcam. You can see the natural clouds underneath and also the thickness of the chem clouds that are above and that huge light source that's above in the middle. So I just basically like to look at all the different cams. You know, some cams we're not going to see much and others we're going to see everything. Here on this up-to-date webcam that's over in Bristol in the UK, you can see the pinkness and the plasma and the blueness of the skies. You can see basically the land is darkening and also this pink reflection is coming in all over the world. It's all happening now. Here on this cam as well, in the UK, you can see the time and date stamp and the darkness and also the pinkness in the clouds as well, the reflections. And also you can see where the clouds are splitting in the background as the sun is trying to burn through them. Also they did their job in the morning over in the UK with the chemtrails at 3 AM. I noticed on the horizons, you can see them planes, them turbine planes that were spraying the horizons. It's all they're doing, they're spraying the skies to basically stop us from seeing what's going on. As I said before, I'm going to keep an eye on this cam as well because I believe the sea levels are rising. And also other subscribers have told me that as well that the sea levels are rising at this point as well on this cam. You can see basically how high the sea is rising on this with the bank at the back there on the horizon. And the reflections from the sun, the simulator. So I will keep an eye on this cam for you daily. You can see also on this camera how rough it's getting, the weather over there in Cornwall. Look at the boats and everything and the weather, the waves bashing against the walls and things, because I believe we're starting to tilt back and forth now. We're slowly starting to tilt back and forth. And all these weather patterns are starting to show now that we are starting to be affected by the Nibiru Nemesis system. We're having storms all over the world right now. I've looked on different weather charts and things, and the weather storms are getting more erratic. So as I said, it's important to keep looking at the different situations and also looking at the charts and the videos. You can see, I will notice, but I believe in the next couple of weeks that this sea level will rise here on this cam. So I'm going to keep an eye on it. This is the last cam on this video. You can see the pinkness and the plasma. This is a live cam that runs every 5 minutes, so I'll be watching this cam tonight and going back to it. You can see basically the reflections and everything, the darkness on the land as well.